Alright, welcome to the stream. We have a Desert Cup match again in the Group C with Rablebok playing Incas and HJFE playing Vikings on Arabia. So here we go. HJ in the downside here in the red, the Vikings. He has a nice map here with two back golds here and the main gold a bit forward, but not impossible to wall off here. A bit susceptible to tower fire here from Incas, but should be okay. And otherwise a pretty wallable map. Rablebok's yellow's map seems much more open. Resources is secondary goal, it's really far away. Main goal also forward. But since he's playing as Incas, and will probably go early aggression with towers and villagers, maybe. That might not be as much of an issue. It does invite for a counter-attack from HJ if he is put under pressure though, because Rablebok, he probably won't be walling all of this off early on, since it's such a huge area to wall. I'm just gonna speed up to catch up with live action here. So Rablebok in the yellow here, he has been around the scene for a while. He was on the Villains team or the Norwegian team for Nations Cup in 2007, if I don't remember totally wrong, and yeah, he doesn't look to be wild rushing, doesn't he? It's probably going men at arms or something. HJ scouting his opponent now. He actually didn't find him, but he's probably... Yeah, now he sees the berries. So Rablebok, he actually won the last 1v1 tourney we had in the Norwegian AOE II Discord. So he's... you don't joke around with this guy. HJ tried to snipe a villager here, but in exchange he got lots of DC fire on his scout, so he has to pull back again. So HJ taking the 10 gold now will probably open with a rush. And since it's Vikings, I would be surprised not to see it rush into archers or fast castle crossbows or something. Barracks going up for the Rablebok as well. So maybe we'll see a kind of a mirrored opening here. 5 on berries. Same for HJ, it's just an infantry like brush or man at arms opening. Both getting Loom actually, so they will be going for the man at arms then, I assume. 22 pop, clicking up. They will be very, very synchronized up, so they both must have had a pretty clean Dark Age. HJ clicking up a few percents before Rablebok. This is only 5% difference. No wild rushing today from the Incas. So now what do they see of their opponent? Rablebok has a good grasp of all of HJ's resources, woodlands, everything. HJ is beginning the wall off, but the Eagle Scouts can actually deny that for a bit, and the militia will be coming forward quite soon. But okay, there is an opening here. What's Rablebok gonna do about this? Just hanging around here. So it's not gonna be open. Okay, a bit sloppy maybe from Rablebok there, since the villager was all alone. He could have sniped that or at least disturbed the walls. Even though HJ Scout wasn't far away, but that's also low HP. So let's see if Rablebok now is looking for another opening. He knows it used to be open on this side, but it's closed. So Rabbe's Men-at-Arms opening, that's not really gonna do much. But there are villagers going forward after all. So Men-at-Arms and towers then for Rablebok. So let's see where he intends to place the tower. This should be able to reach the gold, at least with fletching when he gets that. And I believe from HJ scouting he's probably seen the barracks. Or not, I will at least seen that he had 5 on berries, so he was probably expecting the Men-at-Arms, which are going to break in here now, but look at the counter tower coming from HJ right away. So good awareness there. Yeah, it's true, he doesn't have the strongest economy for... He probably doesn't even have a blacksmith. No. So it seems the Rablebok isn't updated on the Noboru style, it's just sticking with the old Incas towers. But this is no crisis for HJ because you can still take gold down here, so... I believe HJ also cancelled his Men-at-Arms when he was forwarded, so he's securing his stone now so he can make more defensive towers if needed. It's a double range, so they could be staying in it could be a feudal war for a while here. HJ is getting housed again. And this tower is gonna make it tougher to take the stone, but he's building a blacksmith as well now, so he can get the fletching for his archers, and then the Men-at-Arms won't be any issue anymore. Positioning the archers on the tower here now while he's taking down the tower with villagers. So he can snipe both villagers and Men-at-Arms here now, but he needs more archer numbers to do that. But this tower is also doing work, so it's not the worst fight, but it's not great either. Yeah, it would have been a better move to put archers in the tower. But it's gonna go down, isn't it? No more archer production for the moment. But HJ with a huge score lead for the moment, maybe that's KD and scouting. Military count. Looks like both, yeah, maybe he keeps this tower up, but this forward tower is going down, and this tower rush from Rablebok, it hasn't been doing much yet. He's backing off to his own tower now. Maybe he's gonna place a new one. Oh, it's just gonna take HJ stone for now. So HJ has the villager and military count now. There isn't really any... Yeah, there's one range for the Rablebok at home. He's preparing skirms since he knows HJ has archers. Where's he going with these guys now? Lumberjacks? Misclick maybe? But now HJ is forward with archers, and these guys could do some damage, but Rablebok has 4 skirms, so maybe he will be able to clean this up. Both have fletching as well, so... But no blacksmith upgrades on the villagers, so they will go down to archer fire here, losing 2 villagers. Puts HJ in a 5 villager lead here. Losing another one, so that's good value from only 6 archers forward for HJ here. Sending in the scout to help deal with the skirms as well. But Rablebok spreads out his skirmishers, so scouts need to back off again. Forward market for Rablebok here. Is he... Yeah, he is closing in on Castle Age clicking actually. So HJ will be later to Castle Age with his double range investment, but he's also picked off quite some villagers, so he's still in the kind of better position from my perspective. So the archers are cleaned up. We almost got another vill, but still good value from 6 archers going forward, sniping 3 or 4 vills. Now for barracks for Rablebok, will he be getting... well, he's getting infantry armor. Will he maybe be going for the eagles now? Well, HJ also on the way to Castle Age, so these guys will be crossbows in a few minutes max. And then until if he is going for the eagles, then the crossbows will be able to handle eagle scouts in numbers like this. But he's going forward again, possibly. Since Rablebok is wide open, yeah, he's walling off a bit, but the archers will be able to get there in time anyway. Yeah, I think so too. When the crossbows go into Rablebok's base, he will not have enough defense, and his offense won't be enough either, I think. Let's see, he doesn't know HJ is on double range though, so he might not be expecting these numbers. Let's see. Yeah. Their crossbow is in. Ah, GG. So HJ made quick work of a Rablebok here in the first match. So good defense from the men at arms and towers, and these eagle warriors just doesn't have the numbers yet. pretty similar KD, but larger army for HJ, and okay, so we'll be moving on to Rablebok's home map. Which is Sahara. Sahara. The screenshots of the maps here. So all the maps are quite Arabia-like, but Sahara is kind of hilly in the middle, not so much resources in the middle, but the hills where you can take fights, and if you're really unlucky, your TC will spawn quite close to one of the hills, but woodlines are kind of could make walling a slight bit harder, but because you have to go further out to get to your wood, but we'll see how it plays out soon. I expect some cavalry sims this time. HJ, he loves his Franks, so we might even see a Frank mirror, because Rablebok also is a good cavalry player. But we'll see. Also with the hills, you could of course justify going archers any day. Guess I should update the score as well. Alright, they are live. Let's go to Sahara. Yeah, Camp 6, Magyars versus Franks. Thanks for the follow. So here we have Sahara. I'm gonna speed up to get to live game time again. So there's forward resources all over for HJ here. But you could actually say the same almost about Rablebok. This is to the side, but at least it's not forward, so... But the main gold right next to a hill, and... Yeah, it's gonna be important to take control of this area here so that it can't deny the gold so easily. So you have Franks versus Magyars. Could be that HJ was assuming Rablebok was going for a captive and knows that he likes Franks as well, so instead of risking a mirror, we have Magyars. We get free attack upgrade in Feudland Castlage for the cavalry, and so that makes the Scout Rush extra effective, that you have extra attack, but then the Franks cavalry gets more HP instantly, so should be interesting to see this play out. Rablebok already pushing in a deer here. Where are HJ's deer? Oh, they're there. So he will probably be pushing in some as well. Right, what's this guy doing? Building a house. So Rablebok must have had some idle time because he's slightly behind the production, and also the house here gets delayed a little bit, so that could cause him to get housed actually for a moment there. Oh, wait, made it just in time. So HC just sneaking around, getting an overview of Rablebok's base here. And Rablebok is about to discover HJ's forward goal and a villager. Oh, if he sees that, he could get an easy snipe, but HJ backs off, and he's lucky that Rablebok didn't see the boar lure here. He might have been a little bit distracted after the scout there because he had to re-attack his boar. So same villager count, probably going for the same scouts opening. I would be surprised to see anything else, but I guess you could go men at arms with Magyars as well because of the extra attack you get instantly. HJ is first up to field age. He's going for one pop less going up. Actually almost a 25% advantage here, so that's gonna help in the scouts war. But Rablebok with the extra pop and the Frank's foraging bonus, he might be able to produce more scouts from the very beginning. So HJ's initial scout has lost a little bit of HP, so if he brings that into the fight, he's obviously could be at a little disadvantage, but so it's not placing any barracks, is he? There it is. Stable, I mean. There's a stable. 2 villagers building it. He knows he's ahead as well, so he wants to get the stable up as quickly as possible, but I think they will go up almost at the same time. A little bit slower for Rablebok, but that's only a few seconds. So let's look at the resources here. It's a lot more food for Rablebok, so he will likely queue up more scouts. But HJ's first scout is in queue already. Also a bit of walling in towards the TC here. And HJ's just sending the scouts and probably one spear straight forward now. Yeah, he's got one spear forward already. it's gonna be a Scouts and Spear War. But both infantry and cavalry for HJ gets the +1 attack, so in the end, each with some good micro is gonna be able to win fights in lesser numbers, even with the Franks having more HP on the Scouts. It's also good that HJ is forcing Rablebok to be on the defensive. Now he could just be careful with units here, but he's idling some villagers. And keeping up with production at home. So villager count, same, villager count, roughly the same. And basically mirrored army numbers here. Almost gets a hit in there, but Rablebok is getting his blacksmith up, which is he needs. I think he should consider upgrading. Yeah, he's getting defense for his spears. No, he's getting attack first. Okay. Probably checked and saw that HJ also doesn't have any defense. He only has the attacks. He attacks, so to match it, he can do attack. So significant more larger amount of scouts for Rablebok now. So this is a fight HJ can't take. He has less HP. He has the same attack now. He has a few more spears. No, 3 more spears, 2 more spears total. So they're weakening each other's spearmen. Not any huge losses yet. 1-0, 2-0 for Rablebok, 2-1. And he gets 1 hit in on the scouts as well. But HJ is also adding more scouts here. He will lose his spears, unfortunately, so that brings the KD to 7-3 for Rablebok. And missing most of his spears now, HJ can't easily take the fight against this. HJ tries to run in to do some damage to the villagers, but he's being forced back. Still adding more spears, but yeah, now he gets a scout to get some hits in here, so he's outnumbered, so he needs to gather more numbers or be very careful here. Takes the hill. Six scouts to 5 scouts, but Frank scouts have have more HP. Another barracks going up for HJL. Decent quick wall there, and he succeeds in keeping the scouts away from his gold. He is very close to clicking up, which I presume that Rablebok may be as well. He's actually missing gold. Because he hasn't... yeah, he's only got 3 on gold. Nice prequels again. Just doesn't allow the scouts to go in there. Maybe if he saw the weak one here, but he attacked the wrong villager, so HJ saves the weak villager as well. And he's also well on his way to the castle age with Rablebok about to click up, clicking now. Now it's still missing gold. and he doesn't have a market to adjust, so he needs to wait for the gold to collect here. The KD is in Rablebok's favor, 19 to 13, which means he has effectively forced HJ to make more units like spears. Bloodlines is on the way now. He's also securing a few more spears, so... And HJ will be by far earlier to the cast stage, so he will already have maybe 3 or 4 knights by the time Rablebok gets to his knight's production. Couple of scouts running in here, maybe to try to be annoying now. Goes straight for the goal, but he can't hit it because of the spearman guarding it. And now the scouts are in on HJ's woodline, so they are getting some kills in here. And some, at least one villager lost for HJ here, maybe 2. And a bit of a teleport there just now. Nice little debug. Yeah, another villager. Should even it out a bit. Rablebok at 37 builds now, HJ at 35. And HJ seems to be going for only 1 TC at the moment. 1 TC, 1 stable. Also, he doesn't have the food ego to support Knight's production just yet. But he has 2 stables up, which I suppose Rablebok will be preparing as well soon. He's actually trying to wall off a bit here. There's the TZ. And a couple of knights going out. There's still quite a few spearmen here, so he will either need more numbers or bring in some spears and stuff on his own for this to be an efficient fight. Rablebok has pikemen teched in already. Good awareness there, he knows what's coming, so he's already made that upgrade. So HJ puts back waiting for, probably waiting for more numbers, and knows he can't really do much right now. Scores were even, villager count is even as well, and KD a bit more on the Rablebok side for the moment. Pike forward castle. Looks like it. 5 on stone. Needs to switch to his side to see the resources. He can already afford the forward castle actually, and that won't be a bad move because he could effectively deny both the gold and stone from HJ. But he starts with a defensive one. Also, he doesn't really have the means to produce a lot here. It's only the 1 barracks, 1 stable, but 3 TC boom. So Rable seems to be very much on the defensive, passive side here. So that could be something that HJ could exploit. He will certainly lose numbers here, Rablebok. And as HJ puts up his 3rd TC, he will also be catching up in the boom. This could be dangerous. HJ's knights and scouts running in here. Rable rings the town bell. It didn't seem like a safe player last game. 1 kill, 2 builders, 3 builders down there. 4, 5. This is hurting a lot. He's idling half of Rable's economy and getting some kills as well. You can see the kill death evening out now. That's maybe 5 or 6 villagers. Very good raid from HJFE here. But now we could be trapped. One house there, two houses there, and the knights can't go anywhere. Oh, too bad they didn't exploit that opportunity. HJ adding more knights at home, adding another stable. We'll go for 3 stable production. But he keeps on raiding and avoids the spearman pretty nice and gets some kills. Let's see the numbers now. Now HJ has 12 knights. It's also adding defensive siege workshop. And Rablebok sends forward a combination of pikes and axemen. Still only one stable from Rablebok, and number-wise, HJ's knights could even take the fight here against the pikes and axemen. It's quite a few knights lost there for HJ, but at least he cleaned up. And now he's adding a monastery, probably both for the relics, but mostly to defend against the cab that he expects to come. Rablebok adding his 4th TC now. And I think he might... I was gonna say he might have the eco lead, but he doesn't necessarily. HJ running forward for a raid again. Since he has the superior numbers, he takes these fights, which is okay, but value-wise, it's not a great trade against pikes and axemen, maybe. But it does allow a raid, and Rablebok is only on 5 military, so HJ can do some more damage here. But the villager count is the same. Some very effective raids here, but also losing some knights in the process. Goes for the relic now. But he's really running away in the villager count now, HJ, because he got quite a few kills. He idled a lot of Rablebok's economy, idled 2 TCs, and this himself is on a 3 TC boom. Now he's adding a forward TC on Rablebok's golds and stones here. It's gonna be tough to protect from masses of lightning. You see Rablebok expecting something like that. Where is he going? So we actually sent some units on patrol here, so maybe he was expecting that HJ was maybe going to try and take these resources, but he takes the neutral gold here instead, or maybe it's his secondary gold. HJ might also be surprised still not to see any knights from Rablebok. He's only been making pikes and axemen and castles. HJ is closing in on clicking to Imperial Age now. Maybe we'll see the Cav Archer switch since he's adding archery ranges. Cav Archer would certainly handle pikemen very well. And he's up. What's Rablebok rest like? He could pick up soon as well. HJ still hasn't deleted this foundation actually, and he doesn't know about the castle that is there. Yeah, he's doing the cavalry archer switch. Also nice woodlands here for cavalry archer production. Maybe you could plug the hole here just in case. And it does, yeah. But now we see Rablebok getting the upgrades for its stable units. HJ is going to lose knights numbers here, but the cavalry archers are handling the pikes and the axemen pretty well. He does have the heal bonus advantage as well, so with the switch coming in, maybe he doesn't worry so much about losing knights because he's going to go for cav archers now to come and some siege. Adding a castle on the hill. And when that goes up, he will also be able to take the trap fight. But Rablebok might be actually going to the trap production first because he's about to 8 Imperial Age. But he's also very far behind in military numbers now. Did he add more stables? He's adding a second and third stable here. And HJ is adding more ranges. The villagers are going to the drop the TC here. That could actually lost to Castle Fire if it's not careful here. And I think it will. I think it will die before it deletes it. That's a lot of resources. It was lost. Maybe he forgot he placed it here. Yeah. So that's a lot of 100 stone and 275 wood down the drain right there. Rablebok adding the stables now, adding up to 6 stables total now. Taking into Cavalier and a unique tech of Franks, allowing stables to produce faster. So he will be catching up to HJ's military numbers soon. This is an unfortunate trap because the castle here can reach the trap firing. But Cavaliers will handle Rablebok's trap, and now there's 2 traps to 1. You need some repairs here though, or pack it and send it home, but yeah, nice use of the Cavaliers there to clean up the traps. Very even game with the score, and but HJ with huge military count. Will he be getting heavy cav archer as well? He's getting all the upgrades, getting chemistry now. Which will improve the range of the cavalry archers even further. I think he will need something against the masked cavaliers though. Adding light cav, maybe going for some raids now, or... He still hasn't teched into Pikeman though. Probably because he didn't see camp from Rablebok until recently. Rablebok will lose some, or take some damage from the Castelliers. That's not... For now, that's not too bad. But Cav Archers alone will have trouble dealing with... Oh, his HJ is dropping a castle on Rablebok's gold up here. Nice move. We'll need some repairs here very soon though. Losing a bit of army numbers. Since Rablebok is going for the cavalry exclusively, his army composition is stronger. It's tough for only cavalry archers to deal with. Maybe if they were heavy cavalry archers, they could take fights a little bit better. But with the hill bonus, of course, they can also make some cavalry. But HJ loses his castle. He will be forced to pull back a little bit. So added 3 siege workshops, but not really making anything from them. And I think we'll see Rablebok dropping a castle on the next hill here now. Now he's going for the gold. Okay. And Rablebok's gold has been denied here, but then there's a trap out of his castle, so... Unless HJ gets some production up here, he will lose this castle to this trap. So lots of things going on now, this hill being the main fight, but other things happening on the side as well. Rablebok will be getting some build snipes here. And heavy cav archer is in. Rablebok actually going for the paladin. So which will be dangerous in these kinds of numbers. He will have nearly 40 paladins when the upgrade kicks in, if he doesn't lose some numbers in the meanwhile. And should be able to raid in here. So paladin is in. He doesn't want to take a fight on the hill. HJ has succeeded so far in keeping this castle up. Yeah, he hasn't even teched into pikes. He has spearmen. So that's a strange choice. Rablebok is pop cap now, and HJ is down to 163. So garrisoning is being done. Paladin is a really expensive upgrade though, so when Rablebok loses upgrades, he's losing his edge. But with these raids and his population staying up there while HJ is losing it, doesn't look good for HJ now. So bringing the castle down here as well, so HJ loses this gold. Raids coming in on both sides. This is looking bad. Also losing the last of the cavalry archers now, I think. Yeah, 13 military left. There's not much HJ can do now. GG. So I think Rablebok caught HJ off guard in the beginning by not making, except from the scouts opening, not making any knights in Castle Age at all. He just went pikes and a few axemen, and yeah, HJ should definitely have made pikes earlier. He made he had some siege warships here instead and some scorpions, because Rablebok kept making pikes and axemen. So that probably caught him off guard, and then he just never got around to taking into it because of the cam archer switch. Match won't work because that's connected to the Steam ID of the player. But this brings the score to 1-1 between Rable and HJ, and we will be seeing HJ's home map. Let's sort of follow, sink in. Yeah, so he never really made a lot of... Yeah, he made barracks here, okay, so he was preparing the switch, it was just happening way too late. So hold on, I'm gonna update the score here. Throwing X-Men, gone. So we're going to HJ's home map now, which is Plains. And they're already at it, so let's see what they're up to here. It's a Hunt's Mirror. So Kong, are you happy now seeing Hunt's Mirror? So Plains very open map. Small woodlands, you need to go to the edges to get the real juicy stuff. Bigger woodlands. So this is, I'm looking forward to seeing hunts here. This is like Arabia Hunts War, the old classic. Let's speed up a bit to catch up. So, in theory, you could wall off, of course, but it's really huge area to wall, so it invites aggression. Rablebok has 2 back stones and a back gold, but they're really far away. And main gold kind of forward. While HA has the main gold in the back-ish. And otherwise resources a bit on the edges, but his map is slightly on the safer side, but should be interesting to see how it plays out with the 2 sims that need to go for the early aggression. And also quite some idle time for HJ there bringing in the boar though. Maybe the boar was kind of far away and the timing on the ship wasn't ideal. Smart move here by Rablebok, actually securing 1 villager inside of the mill here. So that's not going to be able to be reached by the inevitable opening scouts. Nice dodge from HJ there, and not taking any damage on the scout at all from the TC fire. He sees the forward main gold. And Rablebok has only scouted his own base first. see who's getting up first. Rablebok slightly ahead in production, but with so little margin that it's probably not so significant. A little bit ineffective lumber camp here. Good. And he's also losing HP on his initial scout, so. I don't think he has found large woodlines yet. Maybe he doesn't know the layout of the map, that you need to go further to get to the good ones, or he's just securing the wood income first. Yeah, he actually doesn't know about the huge woodlines on the sides yet. Maybe he found this one and gets an idea. There's extra hunt as well, which I believe, yeah, HJ is going for the side here. He could also push the hunt down to his mill or something for the food income. But the feudal class will be quite alike. Rablebok actually 10% ahead. Oh. So securing the woodlands a bit here for HJ. He knows there's gonna be most likely gonna be a scouts opening, so resource count quite the same for both players. Rablebok taking in horse collar and double attacks, will be dropping the stable, and we will see HJ doing the same thing. So scouts in the baking for Rablebok, but HJ doesn't have the food to support it yet. He okay, he was missing 2 sheep, so that's why he's behind on the scouts production. That could be a problem when Rable's army comes going. He's already on 3 scouts. I don't think HJ is taking any hunt at all, and I find that kind of surprising, since it's kind of in between here. He could have pushed it. But now at least he has 3 scouts out, 1 spear as well. Rablebok on the defensive for the moment. Yeah, I was surprised he didn't go forward, because it was earlier to the feudal age, and he can't know that that HJ was that behind on production, but he could have really impaired HJ's production by going straight forward. But seeing the numbers now, maybe he suspects that he is ahead, so he can go forward. Now there are even numbers, but Rable's initial scout is weakened, so it's not an even fight. 1 more scout for Rable. So here's HJ getting the better hits in. It's also adding us archer range, so you could make archers or skirms for defense against the spears as well. And already has an advantage on more efficient wood income because Rable's wood lines will run out on either side and he needs to get to the better ones. So if HJ spots Rablebok going to the sides for wood later, he might be able to take some good hits. Getting some hits in there, nice micro. And this figure mill is weakened, so and even an archer out now. And Rable is adding more scouts. You might see this fight staying in feudal for a little while. That's quite a few scouts for Rable though. It's 9 scouts against 6, but also 1 spear and well, no upgrades on any of them. Rable getting bloodlines actually. So now his scouts will be. He has to delay the fight until that kicks in, but when it does, he might be catching HJ off guard because he can take a better fight against most units except maybe Spearmen. So it's in. Now it's 65 HP scouts against 45 HP scouts. Yeah, this one is okay, but the other one is... But he must have scouted this side, right? No? The only woodland he knows about is the one in the back, so... It's only a matter of time there. HJ adding another archer range here. And Rablebok is probably wondering where he's getting all the wood from. Do a quick switch to the resource. You see, well, especially food count for HJ, but also a little bit more wood on it. Wood income just seems higher because it's more efficient, and even with more production buildings like HJ has, he's ahead. And this is a really bad fight for HJ scouts. As long as the spear don't run in, but he can now with these numbers he can even fight the spears if he has to. KD 64 for Rablebok, so he's doing some decent micro, but this one might go down. It's not true. HJ up to the castle age though. And Rable is missing a lot of food to be able to do the same. And he's also, yeah, he's gonna pick off some archers here, but okay, decent value. Weird to leave that one behind, but and this is run out. So now what does he do now? He's taking another small woodline. Okay, that's gonna be an issue for Rable later on. He has seen the archer range though, so he's adding skirms. He probably knows that HJ is on the way up. But until HJ reaches castle age, he is vulnerable. Just hit it. There we go. And he's aiming for the gold, I assume. Really should... yeah, this should be a good fight for Rable. A good micro from HJ here as well, using the archers to pick one scout, using villagers to pick other scouts, and even the only thing left are the skirms actually. So you see the military count here is HJ lost most of his military now. He's only got 7 archers left. That. And he, of course, he distracted the gold miners. Probably got some pickups there, and it's on the way up, 70%. HJ with 1 knight out now. Could actually lose that fight to the scouts in the end. Lots of farms expiring for Rablebok at the same time now. He has a lot of food income though, so he's probably going for the Knights play. Double stay with Knights. He still hasn't scouted the edges, so he doesn't know about the bigger woodlands. He could be taking the middle one though. That could be a TC point for him. And he's adding forward siege. It's really keeping the pressuring up now. And his upgrades on the knights are already better, because his food and gold eco has been better, I think. And now he's probably going to look for HJ's woodline. Did HJ scout the forward siege workshop? I wonder. He doesn't see it. I don't see, yeah, only 1 barracks for HJ, and he's going for the cab archers. I don't know if he has teched into pikes, has he? Also have a ram coming out for Rable. Quite a few knights now, 7 knights. This is gonna be a tough army to fight back without pikes. HJ is getting bloodlines on his own, but he only has 1 stable to produce from. Knights have +1 attack and +2 defense. But he's seen the siege coming, so he's adding a siege workshop on his own. Wong's eco, yeah. No market though. Yeah, there's a market. Never mind. Oh, get ahead. Attack round. Come on. Ooh. Took some damage there, the cavalry archers. HJ in the eco trouble now, even though he's producing, of course. But he will lose his production buildings to the rams, and this Mangonel is not too easy to take out without... Well, now he has probably a knight or more in there. 1 knight, okay. But Robert needs to take care of this one, though, and use the siege. Fighting under the TC, not great, but he does have the +2 armor, so... And this Mangonel might die to TC fire now. Maybe I misclicked to have it following after the knights here. KD very much in the Rablebok's favor here, 46 to 25. He's pulling back. If he had a monk here as well now, he could heal up his troops as well. And he's idling a lot. There we go. Hun's War on Sahara, what was the map again? I don't remember. but at least the Huns were on plains was the name of it. So Rable pretty much all in actually, and they both stayed in feudal for a while. HJ went earlier up, but Rable had more scouts and got the upgrades on them, and got some real nice engagements before HJ hit Castle Age. So definitely two evenly matched players. You can tell from the scores and from the development of the game, and then there's just the decision making and unit composition again that dictates the game. GG. I'm happy to interview if they want to talk. That has to be uh, all optional for them, but maybe someone could tag Rablebok in the Discord and ask if he wants to talk. I actually don't want. It's fine, actually. But good games. Quite even Fuel Age times. Largest army by margin for Rablebok, but a stronger army in the end. Not so much exploration, but you also get more upgrades for everything, and Villager High also quite the same. That says a little bit about the idle time actually, because HJ was on 3 TCs and Rablebok on 2 in the end. So, oh, you don't like 1v1s? No, we don't. You're a team player, HJ. GG, well played. So, thanks for watching. I'm gonna... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna tag him and see if he wants to talk. Nice. Hello.
Hello.
Hello there. So, I think we have some English-speaking viewers, so would you be okay with talking English about the game, or?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's just start with what's fresh on the memory then. I will need the chat to help ask some questions, but last game was a Huns War on a very, very open map, the plains. Have you played the plains before?
No, I haven't played that version at least.
Mm-hmm.
I've played similar maps, but
Yeah,
I've seen it in the tournament before. So
because I noticed that you were lumber camping the small woodlands and not expanding to the larger patches on the sides or the middle. So was that a conscious choice or missing a little
yes,
bit?
I wanted to have my setup nice and tight,
Yeah,
because if you have villagers long distant from the TC, they will easily get picked off by scouts.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense on an open map like that. So, but then you went for more upgrades and for more feudal army, and it seemed to work out well with kind of all-in aggression. Was that the plan all along with Hans pick?
No, you have to adapt to the game, but I felt the map was you had to have map control or army control to safely take woods. So
Yeah,
I just played with army, and yeah, you saw how quickly the small wood ran out, and if you have to migrate to more TCs, I think it's risky
yeah,
to hold off pressure that way.
I see. Yeah, so by keeping pressure, you're also keeping safe at home, of course, because it forces your opponent
Hopefully,
on the
hopefully.
defensive side. Yes. Yeah, and then there was
Did
the
you?
yeah.
Sorry, if I'm
No, go ahead,
interrupting.
please. Yeah.
Did you
Hello.
realize Hoye was advancing when you forward with skirms in the third game?
I would have guessed so because he didn't have so many upgrades on his units and didn't invest too much in feudal. So
Yeah,
he had a really great map, really, with his back barriers and back gold,
Yeah.
sort of. So
His
he was just trying to keep the pressure on the gold so he couldn't mass army early castle.
his generation was
yeah,
absolutely better than yours, I would say, resource wise.
yeah. Your map look awful. It's a really open map though, but you have just like on small wood patches, and he had like one big backwood. So
Yeah, no,
he,
that's why you have to play the game, and
yeah,
depending on the map, I felt like having map control and army control would suit me better than not.
yeah. But did you like consider go full fuel, or did you also want to advance the castle as well?
No, and it was kind of full fuel with all the upgrades, but I don't think I could have done any more damage playing more fuel.
Yeah. But
And
at
he
some
gets
point, I was scared if he get like 3 or 4 knights, he will clean up your early army, your fuel army. But you did good damage on his gold, so I guess he didn't have economy to produce knights.
he had to choose what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Archers, if he had done the crossbow upgrade, he would have been really far behind as well with so few crossbow left. He wanted to go Carroch, so I think he did the right thing considering he went 3 TC
Yeah, and he already had
pretty
the
big.
range, 2 ranges up, and only one stable, so the option was kind of leaning towards ranged units anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think he had to make a choice there, and maybe if he had done a precursive tower, he could have went through with it. But yeah, it turned
yeah.
out good.
Have you seen this map before, or did you just adapt to the whole gameplay?
I've seen the map, but I haven't
Yeah,
played it so much.
yeah.
yeah,
Indeed, indeed.
yeah. Then we could talk a little bit about Sahara, the second match, because
Yeah,
um, well, it was a cavalry matchup. It was Frank versus Magyars, and I think you didn't make a single knight until you were at least on the way to the Imperial Age, if I remember correctly. That was a bit surprising. It seemed to work out very well, but what was the thought process behind that? Was that also the development of the game, or
Yes, when I saw he had Magyars, I didn't want him to add too many pikes, and I wanted to. I wanted him to add pikes in feudal, and then me as well, and hopefully he will switch into Carroches, and I could later switch to Cavaliers because they stack better late game than Castle
yeah,
with Franks. You get the HP bonus, and if you get a Paladin, you have pretty much an unbeatable army, but you can't replace it much though.
yeah. So you
You have
were
to win early imp or mid imp.
yeah.
I
I
think.
was seeing the paladin upgrade and thought that if you, but then you were of course in the closing in on the winning position already with the raids, but you couldn't afford to lose too many, obviously, with that kind of investment. But I think HJ wasn't even teched into Halb at that point. Uh, He did have the barracks up, but he wasn't producing enough. So
Yeah, I was hoping it was slow with the helps. Therefore, I
Yeah,
wanted to go pikes myself, and yeah.
yeah, he had eco for pikes at least, but he wanted to invest to heavy cav archer.
yeah,
So he stopped the push because I think he was aggressive most of the game.
Yeah, I
Uh,
took some damage early in Castle Age. I took damage, and that wasn't the plan, of course. But
yeah,
yeah,
but you recover well, and you took more map control, and your forward castle denied his TC, his fifth TC or fourth TC. Or
yeah.
he
He
TC in the bottom of your
let's
castle
see.
for the
I'm
gold.
looking at the map
yeah,
here, and I
for
think actually, let's see. Yeah, there are the main and side goal, but this is the third one, if I see it correctly. And that was the one you denied with the castle in the end. It was was really
okay.
bad gold for HA because the third gold was almost as close to you as to him. So
You can have a really bad map with minerals generation for late game. I think last match I got against R12, I played and he had Britons and all stones were forward.
yeah,
So
that's
you
true.
can be pretty unlucky with the map. So
So,
Yeah,
late castle early imp, I think map control
yeah,
is nice.
that's the game, and you have one restart as an option if it's too bad. But I don't think we've seen barely any restarts yet. So not so many.
Okay.
So people,
I would not restarted any of the games today.
no,
Anyway. So
I think more threats. The more you can adapt. So you're not. If you need stone, the other players are good with Expo and a Brits. Uh, the more knowledge you know about the game, the more you can adapt and predict do the best of the game.
yeah,
My English so bad as.
I
yeah,
understand what you
it's
mean.
fine.
I
Yeah,
think we got the gist of
yeah,
it.
But
But yeah, you have to play the game to get your opponent into what fits your save as well,
yeah,
not just play his strength. But really, I've seen some of the games in the tournament, and the micro and early game is really good from everyone. So
indeed.
yeah,
I
but
think.
it's easy to get knocked off your own strategy.
Yeah, one mistake can turn a game around. I think.
yeah, it's weird how very small decisions can suddenly turn the game around, and we've seen that many times actually so far.
Yes.
That little mistake, and you in the end you end up losing the game. So
How much have you prepared for this tournament, Rable?
Played maybe 10 games, so
In the
that's my
last
preparation.
week, in the last 2 weeks, or the last month?
last few days.
Last 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Last few days, 2 weeks. Played some games before first round and some games today and yesterday.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
So
So you want to claim your throne to protect your?
No, I really don't like the format, to be honest, because I like to play myself into the tournament, and I'm very easily going to go out in the first round with this setup. So many good players in one group. It's really difficult to just start a tournament, I feel, and perform.
yeah, you would have
Yeah,
liked to play more before the yeah.
I like the strategic and tactical play before and after, during the games. Like you see one player using these strategies and
Hmm.
good with this save, and maybe how can you adapt or counter pick to his strength. And now we are meeting everyone at the same level, and it's difficult to just practice before.
Yeah,
You don't know what's coming up, and if you lose a couple of matches, you're pretty much out of the tournament.
Yeah, I think let's see. It's that may not have been
Seven
communicated enough though. But we have 3 groups, but Group A is sort of a separate group. So we will have our own final, so to speak. So Group B and C is top 4 advancing to the final stages, and then there will be semi-finals and finals with the top 4. So it's yeah, that's something to know about for everyone. That at least half of the group advance. But you're right. It's a tough group. It's strong players overall. I think everyone is in the 1500 range. DE 1D1 Elon or
indeed. But do you also like to pick civilization to see what the other guy pick, and you pick the maps before you like choose hidden civs? So the mental game before you can like maybe I can come to pick his civ and
like a civ pool, you pick
yes,
3
yes,
civs
civ,
before
yes.
and pick them for each map. And that could be cool as well. But I think the maps are more than enough challenge to adapt to, and to find the right civs for the map.
yeah, that's true.
Yes.
It's not always so easy to know which civ is the best for each map, and how you. And in this tournament, you have very similar maps. You want to maybe change it up a bit, so it's okay. I think that's the entertaining part, in strategic manner to pick civs and maps and try to match it.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit of the Arabia game as well. The first game, Kong didn't see that, he said, but you went for
No, sadly.
Incas and Men at Arms Towers, I think was the play.
Yes.
So in the recent times, maybe the last year, T90 has uploaded these Nobu videos with the Inca villagers rushing and towers, and well, AR12 was a bit disappointed you didn't go for that villager with upgrades approach like the towers and
Oh, then you have to practice the build order, because
exactly.
it's really tight. It's really tight.
So
And I haven't had time to practice any particular builds with any civs, so just
but
a generic tower rush was the plan.
yeah. So the first tower was a good one. It denied the main goal of HJ. You obviously saw his map, but he also had 2 goals in the back though, so that was not the crisis. But
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, he had all the goals on the left side.
that's right. That's true.
So,
Yes.
So of course his main goal was forward a bit, and his other 2 were behind, and also he had a stone there. I think I didn't scout properly, but I saw at least one.
Yeah, his stone was
there,
the one you could
and he
see.
had one on. Yeah, and he had another one to the right, but he must have went early to that stone because he could afford a tower.
Yeah, that was his instant reaction, I think, as the first tower came up. He
Yes.
went to stone, and even he preemptively towered his stone, I think, so he could access that for more defense.
Yeah, he played well and defended it.
So we have a question from AR12. Why didn't you go further in on the left side with towers? You broke in, but then we went back to the other side.
I really wanted to take out both of his stones. That was kind of the plan, because I first his first tower, and then I knew I'm on a timer before he can get another one.
I am
So
on
if I could have got the stone, I think I would have had tower control.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If
I'm
I
looking
got
at the
second stone.
replay at the moment, and the only stone I can see is the one you towered. And then there's one on the left side, but that's behind where you put the first tower on the gold. So I believe if you denied the top stone there, HJ wouldn't be able to take stone.
Yes, I think if those 2 towers would have controlled his map, I had a nice forward position.
Yeah. But then he defended that and took it
but
down, of
he
course.
did really well defending, and I wasn't as quick. Yeah, doing the tower rush and yeah. So he defended that, and pretty much after that I had a really bad eco behind as well. So.
Yeah. And then he went forward with crossbows, and it was over at that point. So yeah.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, anything you want to talk about or say about matchup or maps or?
No, nothing special. Well played by HJ.
Yeah, you seem, even though it ended in 2-1, you seem like evenly matched players and was good set to watch.
Yes, and thank you for casting the games. It's I try to catch a few of them whenever you upload, so it's nice.
I'm glad to hear it, and
Really
glad
well
to
work.
have a talk about games after for those who want as well. So thank you for playing and talking, and thank you stream for watching, and we will be ending it now very soon.
Yes.
Yeah.